My goal is to work hard. My goal is to work hard. Cable. Cable. His brothers are soldiers. His brothers are soldiers. Do you mind if I join you? Do you mind if I join you? Tickets for the legendary pianist's concert are sold out. Tickets for the legendary pianist's concert are sold out. Bought a new laptop to work more efficiently. Bought a new laptop to work more efficiently. I ate bread for breakfast. I ate bread for breakfast. Now we can dance. Now we can dance. I cannot decide. I cannot decide. Are you traveling for business or pleasure? Are you traveling for business or pleasure? I prefer taking the bus to the train. I prefer taking the bus to the train. Would you like to eat out tonight? Would you like to eat out tonight? Do you play the piano? Do you play the piano? Were you always the captain? Were you always the captain? I'm afraid you're mistaken. I'm afraid you're mistaken. Do you sell fresh meat? Do you sell fresh meat? He has excellent communication skills. He has excellent communication skills. You were exercising every month. You were exercising every month. I have to finish my homework by 5 o'clock. I have to finish my homework by 5 o'clock. Can you pick me up from the airport? Can you pick me up from the airport? I will cook dinner at 7 p.m. I will cook dinner at 7 p.m. He wasn't the chef every year. He wasn't the chef every year. Are there stepdads managers? Are there stepdads managers? However, he always wants to help people. However, he always wants to help people. They're coming on Friday night. They're coming on Friday night. Can you appreciate? Can you appreciate? I have a lot of work to do this week. I have a lot of work to do this week. At the end of the day, we were able to reach a consensus. At the end of the day, we were able to reach a consensus. Your mother asked me to take care of you. Your mother asked me to take care of you. There's a new restaurant in town. There's a new restaurant in town. Didn't we just exist? Didn't we just exist? I hope you're having a good time. I hope you're having a good time. This white phone is bigger than the blue phone. This white phone is bigger than the blue phone. Not even near. Not even near. He rarely takes a taxi. He rarely takes a taxi. I was going to the market. I was going to the market. He has to call his family to let him know that he's okay. He has to call his family to let him know that he's okay. He is too young. He is too young. He could learn to speak Spanish. He could learn to speak Spanish. I was in bed after 4 weeks. I was in bed after 4 weeks. Want some popcorn with your movie? Want some popcorn with your movie? The book was borrowed from the library. The book was borrowed from the library. I don't know your friends. I don't know your friends. We have a meeting in an hour. We have a meeting in an hour. Your half-brother is a shoemaker. Your half-brother is a shoemaker. Don't forget to bring an umbrella. Don't forget to bring an umbrella. Could you please give some examples to explain your point? Could you please give some examples to explain your point? I had a really busy day today. I had a really busy day today. Is her uncle an esthetician? Is her uncle an esthetician? He will retire next year. He will retire next year. I need to pack my suitcase for the trip. I need to pack my suitcase for the trip. Do you have to hate? Do you have to hate? Rarely an esthetician? Rarely an esthetician? Do you have lactose-free options? Do you have lactose-free options? His behavior is unacceptable. His behavior is unacceptable. Did they answer? Did they answer? The bus arrives in 15 minutes. The bus arrives in 15 minutes. But you also need to help us. But you also need to help us. When I have money, I will buy a car. When I have money, I will buy a car. I'm between Isabel and Oscar. I'm between Isabel and Oscar. The team led by his coach won the tournament. The team led by his coach won the tournament. How long do you think this will take? How long do you think this will take? Why don't we have lunch today? Why don't we have lunch today? Would it matter? Would it matter? The amount of money in the bank account is decreasing. The amount of money in the bank account is decreasing. Does not check later. Does not check later. Shouldn't they catch it every day? Shouldn't they catch it every day? Uncle's jury. Uncle's jury. They had finished their exams before the summer vacation. They had finished their exams before the summer vacation. They are not complete. They are not complete. He takes a nap every afternoon. He takes a nap every afternoon. Shouldn't he be a dietitian soon? Shouldn't he be a dietitian soon? He did not take care of his health and fell ill as a result. He did not take care of his health and fell ill as a result. Can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor? Would send 10 years. Would send 10 years. It is his responsibility to finish the project. It is his responsibility to finish the project. This painting is very valuable to me. This painting is very valuable to me. They were able to pilot 2 hours ago. They were able to pilot 2 hours ago. The condition of the roads is a major concern for passengers. The condition of the roads is a major concern for passengers. He has enough friends to support him. He has enough friends to support him. Can I return this if I'm not satisfied? Can I return this if I'm not satisfied? What else can I put in this rice salad? What else can I put in this rice salad? Do you have vegan options on the menu? Do you have vegan options on the menu? Are you good at puzzle games? Are you good at puzzle games? We played board games with our friends. We played board games with our friends. His half-brother was a pediatrician. His half-brother was a pediatrician. I could smell the delicious smell of freshly baked bread. I could smell the delicious smell of freshly baked bread. We couldn't finish any tickets. We couldn't finish any tickets. Stepdaughter's registrar. Stepdaughter's registrar. Playing musical instruments is fun. Playing musical instruments is fun. Were your grandparents physiologists? Were your grandparents physiologists? You must reply after 3 nights. You must reply after 3 nights. He writes poetry in his spare time. He writes poetry in his spare time. He forgot his key at home. He forgot his key at home. I accuse you of cheating. I accuse you of cheating. Will they be able to finalize it? Will they be able to finalize it? It's hot outside. It's hot outside. My family is working. My family is working. Did we get hurt later? Did we get hurt later? Can it wash? Can it wash? Your family was president. Your family was president. The baby has been crying for hours. The baby has been crying for hours. Excuse me, where can I find dairy products? Excuse me, Where can I find dairy products? When do you usually have lunch? When do you usually have lunch? These are stunning sunsets. These are stunning sunsets. You may not die occasionally. You may not die occasionally. No, this is all wrong. No, this is all wrong. I don't want to lose my loss. I don't want to lose my loss. I need to buy a new car. I need to buy a new car. Was he preparing for a job interview before he got the call? Was he preparing for a job interview before he got the call? So what is the focus of this meeting? So what is the focus of this meeting? We didn't box at night. We didn't box at night. I think you have a plan. I think you have a plan. The garbage disposal is clogged. The garbage disposal is clogged. We must respect the wishes of the deceased. We must respect the wishes of the deceased. You must arrive on time for the appointment. You must arrive on time for the appointment. I'm not sure I can do this, but I'll try. I'm not sure I can do this, but I'll try. The dog chased the ball in the garden. The dog chased the ball in the garden. Shouldn't you be a pilot in 3 days? Shouldn't you be a pilot in 3 days? That test. That test. To draw. To draw. Sometimes it has to cost. Sometimes it has to cost. Whose phone just rang? Whose phone just rang? I can cook delicious food. I can cook delicious food. I bought him a shirt and shoes. I bought him a shirt and shoes. She sang a song at the talent show. She sang a song at the talent show. I am very tired. I am very tired. My father will come to school for me. My father will come to school for me. Result in. Result in. Can a woman become a cop after one day? Can a woman become a cop after one day? I wish I hadn't eaten so much for dinner. I wish I hadn't eaten so much for dinner. I worked hard on the project and got compliments from my boss as a result. I worked hard on the project and got compliments from my boss as a result. Disposition. Disposition. Did you hear this song? It has a very beautiful melody. Did you hear this song? It has a very beautiful melody. I can speak for education. I can speak for education. I'll have the chicken noodle soup, please. I'll have the chicken noodle soup, please. It may be necessary to call a plumber to fix the leak. It may be necessary to call a plumber to fix the leak. Let's follow the scores. Let's follow the scores. Can we leave soon? Can we leave soon? I am eating. I am eating. Meeting room. Meeting room. Do they comment annually? Do they comment annually? They play tennis all afternoon. They play tennis all afternoon. My father works late tonight. My father works late tonight. I enjoy playing tennis and my sister likes it too. I enjoy playing tennis and my sister likes it too. Couldn't he follow? Couldn't he follow? We love hiking in the national park. We love hiking in the national park. This is our last lesson this week. This is our last lesson this week. The teacher gave a difficult assignment. The teacher gave a difficult assignment. I won't go out if it rains. I won't go out if it rains. He left the room and slammed the door behind him. He left the room and slammed the door behind him. May I speak to the manager, please? May I speak to the manager, please? Were we pushing? Were we pushing? His stepson was a cop. His stepson was a cop. There was no printing. There was no printing. We may not shed last year. We may not shed last year. Cannot apply at noon. Cannot apply at noon. Some people are very lucky. Some people are very lucky. They just finished their exams. They just finished their exams. Give your place in public transport. Give your place in public transport. The package is too large for the mailbox. The package is too large for the mailbox. I have a lot of love. I have a lot of love. Didn't it bother you afterwards? Didn't it bother you afterwards? Let's follow the scores. Let's follow the scores. The bus is going towards the train station. The bus is going towards the train station. He had his car washed and detailed at the car wash. He had his car washed and detailed at the car wash. When did your symptoms start? When did your symptoms start? Snack. Snack. I'm very relieved. I'm very relieved. Are there any character restrictions in this field? Are there any character restrictions in this field? Did I walk? Did I walk? I'm trying to connect the atmosphere to the August sun to attract you. I'm trying to connect the atmosphere to the August sun to attract you. Our neighbor was the guard. Our neighbor was the guard. Aren't we going to come to an agreement later in the morning? Aren't we going to come to an agreement later in the morning? I couldn't quite understand his name. I couldn't quite understand his name. He plays basketball. He plays basketball. You should be more careful when crossing the street. You should be more careful when crossing the street. Were my parents monks? Were my parents monks? Is there? Is there? I have a ball. I have a ball. Spending. Spending. Let me have a look if you allow. Let me have a look if you allow. They are your sisters. They are your sisters. We will go skiing in winter. We will go skiing in winter. Do you have a gluten-free dessert option? Do you have a gluten-free dessert option? Do you have to learn English? Do you have to learn English? If it rained tomorrow, we would stay at home. If it rained tomorrow, we would stay at home. You don't become a weekly housewife. You don't become a weekly housewife. Will reply. Will reply. This shirt is cheaper than the other. This shirt is cheaper than the other. They volunteer at the local soup kitchen once a week. They volunteer at the local soup kitchen once a week. Had he studied abroad, he would have learned a new language. Had he studied abroad, he would have learned a new language. Was our nephew a watchman? Was our nephew a watchman? Will roll. Will roll. It was raining. It was raining. Inner face. Inner face. I came home at 11 o'clock last night. I came home at 11 o'clock last night. We are so excited to be attending the concert tonight. We are so excited to be attending the concert tonight. I wouldn't do this job. I wouldn't do this job. They were volunteers at the local animal shelter. They were volunteers at the local animal shelter. If I was taller, I could reach the top shelf. If I was taller, I could reach the top shelf. Helmet. Helmet. How exciting. How exciting. I am very happy. I am very happy. Advertiser in 2 hours? Advertiser in 2 hours? Would you like to dance? Would you like to dance? I'm in a hurry, so I need to speed up. I'm in a hurry, so I need to speed up. Did Fortnite win? Did Fortnite win? It didn't spill the previous evening. It didn't spill the previous evening. Just as every business has its own skills, every investment has its own risks. Just as every business has its own skills, every investment has its own risks. They will attend a business conference next month. They will attend a business conference next month. I don't like these cookies. Can I have chocolate instead? I don't like these cookies. Can I have chocolate instead? Where we were. Where we were. Will he give? Will he give? I'll have spinach and artichoke dip as an appetizer. I'll have spinach and artichoke dip as an appetizer. I couldn't find my keys because I misplaced them. I couldn't find my keys because I misplaced them. I don't want to buy the car. I don't want to buy the car. You should contact. You should contact. Can they thrive at night? Can they thrive at night? Can we add? Can we add? Can you attend this meeting? Can you attend this meeting? Our senior team is very experienced. Our senior team is very experienced. All the guests came for the party. All the guests came for the party. His wife is a singer. His wife is a singer. Are you hungry? Are you hungry? Can't we get it every week? Can't we get it every week? Can I pay by credit card? Can I pay by credit card? He was at home last night. He was at home last night. These are my childhood memories. These are my childhood memories. I'll have spinach and artichoke dip as an appetizer. I'll have spinach and artichoke dip as an appetizer. You can report immediately. You can report immediately. He wrote a letter to his friend. He wrote a letter to his friend. Those birds sing very well. Those birds sing very well. Don't they count the next 5 years? Don't they count the next 5 years? Sarah has been taking dance lessons for a year. Sarah has been taking dance lessons for a year. Are you feeding? Are you feeding? Had he studied abroad, he would have learned a new language. Had he studied abroad, he would have learned a new language. Can I talk? Can I talk? I never go to bed without brushing my teeth. I never go to bed without brushing my teeth. Would disappear. Would disappear. You speak Spanish fluently. You speak Spanish fluently. Will it include 10 years? Will it include 10 years? I'm going to the game tonight. I'm going to the game tonight. I can speak with you. I can speak with you. Can't we calculate? Can't we calculate? Do you have sunglasses? Do you have sunglasses? He could speak 3 languages fluently. He could speak 3 languages fluently. Sarah enjoys cooking delicious meals for her family. Sarah enjoys cooking delicious meals for her family. Do you offer low-carb options? Do you offer low-carb options? She wears a necklace every day. She wears a necklace every day. This is good. This is good. We astronomer a month ago. We astronomer a month ago. These are my favorite dishes. These are my favorite dishes. I came home at 8 p.m. I came home at 8 p.m. Necessary. Necessary. He couldn't be bothered every week. He couldn't be bothered every week. Tomorrow we are going hiking in the mountains. Tomorrow we are going hiking in the mountains. I'm a stay-at-home dad. I'm a stay-at-home dad. We can get injured after 5 minutes. We can get injured after 5 minutes. To hurry. To hurry. It will come next month. It will come next month. Should be a translator at sunrise. Should be a translator at sunrise. Can you start the week? Can you start the week? Could you please turn off the lights before you go? Could you please turn off the lights before you go? We won't know the truth until we investigate. We won't know the truth until we investigate. They will get married next month. They will get married next month. Does this bus go to school? Does this bus go to school? I have a new car. I have a new car. How much does a concert ticket cost? How much does a concert ticket cost? I am sorry. I am sorry. Can't judge in the twilight? Can't judge in the twilight? Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. The teacher made the students practice speaking English. The teacher made the students practice speaking English. These are fresh vegetables. These are fresh vegetables. He was fined for parking in the no parking zone. He was fined for parking in the no parking zone. They could not survive without food and water. They could not survive without food and water. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. I would love to see your photos again. I would love to see your photos again. We have to do. We have to do. We have to be virologists every week. We have to be virologists every week. How much money does he have? How much money does he have? You wrestled monthly. You wrestled monthly. Do you have any paper towels in stock? Do you have any paper towels in stock? It's interesting to learn about different cultures. It's interesting to learn about different cultures. They never go to bed late. They never go to bed late. He didn't kiss at night. He didn't kiss at night. Are you ready? Are you ready? I have a wonderful memory of our trip to the beach last summer. I have a wonderful memory of our trip to the beach last summer. Is her father a gymnast? Is her father a gymnast? Didn't you take 2 weeks off? Didn't you take 2 weeks off? We used to win every month. We used to win every month. Now both of my children are in college. Now both of my children are in college. As you remember. As you remember. Are you listening to me? Are you listening to me? Can you wait me? I'll be there soon. Can you wait me? I'll be there soon. I was working 2 years later. I was working 2 years later. Does it drop after one night? Does it drop after one night? Can you like it? Can you like it? He always finishes his work on time. He always finishes his work on time. We have to clean the house. We have to clean the house. I could see the twinkling stars in the night sky. I could see the twinkling stars in the night sky. Despite the difficulties, they never lost their hope. Despite the difficulties, they never lost their hope. He can play tennis like a pro. He can play tennis like a pro. I'm afraid you're mistaken. I'm afraid you're mistaken. Were your grandchildren managers? Were your grandchildren managers? Satisfaction. Satisfaction. They ran a marathon. They ran a marathon. Well, would you like the job? Well, would you like the job? Her brother-in-law is hardcover. Her brother-in-law is hardcover. Are my cousins wrestlers? Are my cousins wrestlers? Who's ready for some old school games? Who's ready for some old school games? We used ABC in the previous team last year. We used ABC in the previous team last year. They go to the theater on special occasions. They go to the theater on special occasions. Welcome to our store. Welcome to our store. Party fun. Party fun. You cannot view. You cannot view. Descendants organizer. Descendants organizer. I'm asking the prettiest girl in my class out. I'm asking the prettiest girl in my class out. Continuously. Continuously. If it rains, I will stay at home. If it rains, I will stay at home. Birds sing very well. Birds sing very well. We were sleeping. We were sleeping. Despite heavy traffic, we managed to reach our destination. Despite heavy traffic, we managed to reach our destination. Before I started, I studied drawing. Before I started, I studied drawing. Is their uncle a cook? Is their uncle a cook? We saw a movie. We saw a movie. Would not control. Would not control. Is his nephew an economist? Is his nephew an economist? Can you speak slower, please? Can you speak slower, please? They were burned. They were burned. Forbidden. Forbidden. Can I use a mobile payment app? Can I use a mobile payment app? You wouldn't dance occasionally. You wouldn't dance occasionally. Can you please call me when you arrive? Can you please call me when you arrive? Then at 4 a.m. he should have intercourse. Then at 4 a.m. he should have intercourse. He fixed the computer. He fixed the computer. What are you doing this weekend? What are you doing this weekend? Do you have a weekly ad? Do you have a weekly ad? See you tomorrow at the party. See you tomorrow at the party. In the evening he will be learning a new language. In the evening he will be learning a new language. He said to me, I want to learn English. He said to me, I want to learn English. We understand the instructions. We understand the instructions. Does not follow you. Does not follow you. He was a vegetarian for years before deciding to eat meat again. He was a vegetarian for years before deciding to eat meat again. I will kill you when I see you. I will kill you when I see you. His friend was a manager. His friend was a manager. Did not reflect. Did not reflect. He ran 5 miles this morning. He ran 5 miles this morning. That astronomer is not 10 years old. That astronomer is not 10 years old. Not so good. Not so good. I will be the most famous person in the world. I will be the most famous person in the world. Should be replaced later. Should be replaced later. They will install it in 2 years. They will install it in 2 years. I'm going to the restaurant. I'm going to the restaurant. Do you have a laptop in hand? Do you have a laptop in hand? She is a great singer and also an excellent dancer. She is a great singer and also an excellent dancer. Joe is with me. Joe is with me. She cut her hair short for a new look. She cut her hair short for a new look. We enjoy playing board games. We enjoy playing board games. Can I get a discount on bulk purchase? Can I get a discount on bulk purchase? The keys were found under the table. The keys were found under the table. Says a lot. Says a lot. Keep it up. Keep it up. Was her grandmother a freelancer? Was her grandmother a freelancer? We will have a picnic in the park. We will have a picnic in the park. I was completely ready to leave. I was completely ready to leave. I will work in the library from 2 to 4 tomorrow. I will work in the library from 2 to 4 tomorrow. Passionate about helping others and volunteers at a local charity. Passionate about helping others and volunteers at a local charity. Didn't you insist last year? Didn't you insist last year? Your relatives are entrepreneurs. Your relatives are entrepreneurs. In conclusion, they watched a movie last night. They watched a movie last night. They studied for their exams. They studied for their exams. They are planning a trip to Europe next summer. They are planning a trip to Europe next summer. Will you be able to get to the meeting on time? Will you be able to get to the meeting on time? Further. For. How much does a gallon of milk cost? How much does a gallon of milk cost? Are your cousins psychiatrists? Are your cousins psychiatrists? We accept cash, credit card and mobile payments. We accept cash, credit card and mobile payments. Really? Really? My sister doesn't eat meat. My sister doesn't eat meat. Can't judge in the twilight? Can't judge in the twilight? May I have a receipt, please? May I have a receipt, please? Can I have the salad without the crumbled blue cheese? Can I have the salad without the crumbled blue cheese? I include. I must confess that I do not know the answer to this question. I must confess that I do not know the answer to this question. No, you misunderstood. No, you misunderstood. Does he judge? Does he judge? I will meet my friend tomorrow. I will meet my friend tomorrow. Do they untie at sunset? Do they untie at sunset? I think as fast as you. I think as fast as you. May not be a stylist right away. May not be a stylist right away. I love cats. I love cats. They work on homework all week. They work on homework all week. How can I get to the train station? How can I get to the train station? Sometimes you just can't survive. Sometimes you just can't survive. They spent all their savings on vacation. They spent all their savings on vacation. They may decide to cancel the event. They may decide to cancel the event. Where is the bank? Where is the bank? They were playing basketball in the gym after school. They were playing basketball in the gym after school. You have to climb. You have to climb. We saw them in the store. We saw them in the store. Your stepfather was the referee. Your stepfather was the referee. Where will you be at 6 o'clock? Where will you be at 6 o'clock? I support you as your teacher. I support you as your teacher. They play football expertly. They play football expertly. Where would you like to sit on the plane? Where would you like to sit on the plane? Usually can't bartender. Usually can't bartender. Don't we separate? Don't we separate? He is not an immediate interviewer. He is not an immediate interviewer. He was working on a puzzle. He was working on a puzzle. Is there cheese in the fridge? Is there cheese in the fridge? Are there any character restrictions in this field? Are there any character restrictions in this field? His computer is very fast. His computer is very fast. The road is too narrow for 2 cars to pass. The road is too narrow for 2 cars to pass. He should have informed us about the change in plans. He should have informed us about the change in plans. I can't take it out. I can't take it out. Our Wi-Fi connection is fast and free. Our Wi-Fi connection is fast and free. I'm drawing an orange. I'm drawing an orange. We lived in this apartment 2 years ago. We lived in this apartment 2 years ago. I'm meeting with my counselor next week. I'm meeting with my counselor next week. He's cooking dinner for his family. He's cooking dinner for his family. Should it be chosen? Should it be chosen? He wishes he could travel to space. He wishes he could travel to space. 3 houses beyond repair. 3 houses beyond repair. They go on a trip in April. They go on a trip in April. Was to do. Was to do. I saw a light in the sky. I saw a light in the sky. Did he introduce you every week? Did he introduce you every week? Wouldn't you be a civil engineer in 2 days? Wouldn't you be a civil engineer in 2 days? The baby cried all night. The baby cried all night. He is a creative writer and has published several books. He is a creative writer and has published several books. Turn right at the next corner. Turn right at the next corner. The wind is blowing strong. The wind is blowing strong. A project is a plan or a set of activities. A project is a plan or a set of activities. When I was in the military, I was definitely in danger. When I was in the military, I was definitely in danger. You're welcome. You're welcome. They want to learn to swim. They want to learn to swim. Who will clean this up? Who will clean this up? Do I know you? Do I know you? School. School. Was your grandfather an artist? Was your grandfather an artist? Organizes every year. Organizes every year. What a beautiful dress. What a beautiful dress. He may ask you for help. He may ask you for help. How have you been? How have you been? How far is it to the nearest bus stop? How far is it to the nearest bus stop? I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to this. Should he forget? Should he forget? We are playing 2 years later. We are playing 2 years later. Something happened tonight. We have to go. Something happened tonight. We have to go. I am very tired. I am very tired. I want to try new recipes. I want to try new recipes. It is noticed every day. It is noticed every day. This sounds like a great idea. This sounds like a great idea. It cannot burn. It cannot burn. Can you explain this concept to me again? Can you explain this concept to me again? You have a lot of work. You have a lot of work. I'm sorry, I do not understand. I'm sorry, I do not understand. What month is after June? What month is after June? I have to go back to school. I have to go back to school. Would not contact. Would not contact. Our daughter was a physiologist. Our daughter was a physiologist. The stepdaughter's librarian. The stepdaughter's librarian. Engineer then? Engineer then? Will you close after a weekend? Will you close after a weekend? Don't they force? Don't they force? See you at the restaurant, they said. See you at the restaurant, they said. I'm glad to see you. I'm glad to see you. Would you like some ketchup with your fries? Would you like some ketchup with your fries? They watch TV in the evenings. They watch TV in the evenings. Students are preparing for the school theater. Students are preparing for the school theater. Was her grandmother a freelancer? Was her grandmother a freelancer? Shaved. Shaved. Children are playing in the park. Children are playing in the park. He is not only a teacher but also a mentor. He is not only a teacher but also a mentor. Could you give some information about the dormitory options of the university? Could you give some information about the dormitory options of the university? He's talking on the phone. He's talking on the phone. Weren't they an anesthesiologist? Weren't they an anesthesiologist? We have to buy food weekly. We have to buy food weekly. Forbidden. Forbidden. We've been driving for hours. We've been driving for hours. Will he throw? Will he throw? Did he usually ride? Did he usually ride? The tall building is more impressive than the short one. The tall building is more impressive than the short one. Separately. Separately. If I want to save on gas, I'll have to cycle to work. If I want to save on gas, I'll have to cycle to work. Relatives are advisors. Relatives are advisors. What is your favorite sport? What is your favorite sport? Will I not borrow? Will I not borrow? He enjoys hiking in the mountains. He enjoys hiking in the mountains. Should it normally type? Should it normally type? Thank you all for your contributions today. Thank you all for your contributions today. We went hiking in the mountains. We went hiking in the mountains. I go to the market to buy cheap food. I go to the market to buy cheap food. His stepdaughter was a bounty hunter. His stepdaughter was a bounty hunter. Can I grow old? Can I grow old? They are renovating their home and turning it into their dream home. They are renovating their home and turning it into their dream home.